So hi everyone, I told you I'd try to show some more spinning, and today I'll give you some more idea of what it's like. So I hope you can see me. Looks like you can't. Put the camera up a tiny bit. Better, I think. I hope you can see the spinning wheel. It's got a pedal down here, and you push the pedal with your foot to make the wheel spin round. And usually when you're spinning, you spin clockwise. So you push the wheel this way and you tread. So you keep the wheel going by treading. And this is some wool I've had a couple of years, so it's sort of gone yellow, but that's just the lanolin. And it's, as you can see, it's straight from the sheep. So it's pretty pretty natural. And you put this together. I won't show the technical sides of this. You put this together, the spinning wheel. I'll show you that some other time. Now this is about how to spin and how to twine the wool, I think it's called. Put two wools together. I'm going to show you that today. And I want to also just give you an idea of the difference between carded wool, washed and carded wool, and wool that hasn't been treated like this. If you want to wash wool like this from a fleece, it's very important you don't rub it, because it will felt. And rainwater is the best. Really beautiful soft water is the best. And just soak it in the rainwater just for 5 minutes. Just press it in, and you'll see it goes. I mean, this wool goes completely white after I've just pushed it through some water. Or actually, you put a bit of shampoo in it if you want to. When you wash the actual yarn, I use a bit of soap suds and a bit of shampoo. But rainwater is really good. I'll show you that too, I think. But now, this is about spinning and twining. So as I showed you before, you just move this on so that you get to fill the whole bobbin. And I'm not going to fill the whole bobbin. I'm just going to make the amount that I have on that one down there. You can see that one. It's such a really relaxing thing to do, spinning. And when it's nice weather, you can sit outside, which is makes it much more fun. See the birds singing, feel the beautiful air. I'll just move the camera a bit closer so you can see. I'll show you the difference between uncarded wool and carded wool. I don't know if that's close to the Björn. Björn, come here. Come here. Yes, that's good. I think that's good. So here we have the uncarded wool, which is, you really have to pull, because it's, now this is very, very long wool also. So you really have to pull it apart. But because it's so long, it's so easy to spin. And the lanolin in it actually, as long as you keep get the wool in a warm place, so put it by the fire or by a heat, in a warm room before you work with it, it's even better, because if it's cold, the lanolin will be cold and it will be harder. So that's sort of what it looks like when you're working with the untreated wool. Now I'll just show you some of this beautiful, it's actually mother and daughter. This is the mother wool and this is the daughter's wool, and the lamb's wool will always be softer. So you see, gorgeous stuff. I've washed this, just had it through rainwater and just dried it, the raw fleece, and then I carded it, and it's much, you can feel there's still lanolin in it, because as long as you don't use hot water and you don't use soap, there will be lots of lanolin still in it. And you can card it so it just looks like cotton wool. So this is sort of not really fine carding, but the whole feel is so different. So I'll just move the camera a little bit. It's much softer to work with. It just runs much easier. So it's just a different way of working. It does go faster, for sure, but then you've done the big job of carding it, which is not really a big job when you have a drum carder, which I have, but that has really loosened up the wool, so you don't have to spend so much time pulling it apart. And I like the yarn to be uneven, not all like bought yarn. It's nice that you can see it's handmade wool, so it doesn't matter, you get little lumps in there. So it is it's actually really lovely to work with, and so soft. You can see my foot here working. And you have to keep, as long as it's going around, keep the wool moving, because otherwise you're going to overspin it. And if you overspin it, I'll show you that. I've spun it too much now. And then when you get the wool, it's going to have all these little knots on, because it's overspun, and it'll feel hard to work with. So we keep going clockwise because I'm spinning. But when I think it's called twining, when you twine the wool. When you twine, you go the other way round with the wheel. I'll stop this because I've made one wheel with this. Yeah, I need a bit more before I start twining. So go back to the raw wool. I think that's what you call it, raw wool. And this is from a Nordic sheep. It has outer hairs. It has 2 layers of wool, this sheep. I think it's a Norwegian mix, but sort of Nordic. They can tolerate very cold climates, because with the the hairs on the outer part of the wool, they keep the rain and the snow off, and on the inside you have this beautiful soft, very warm wool that can't tolerate rain. So here you can see, here are the deck hairs, that will just lie over there and keep the rain off. And underneath, see how long it is. It's just absolutely incredible. And you can actually pull this apart. It's probably a bit hard, so I take a bit less. You have the softer wool down towards the body, which is much softer, and these are more like hairs, more rough. So two types, and some people who are very do it much more perfect, or they separate these. I just spin them together because then the outer hairs will make the wool quite shiny, but also quite rough, and the inner, the wool, will make the yarn soft and warm. So you have a mixture of something that's very warm and strong and shiny. I think it's a good mixture, but you can't wear this right on the skin, or you could, but you have to be pretty tough. This other wool you could wear on your skin, I think. The lamb's wool. This sheep is probably, I think she was about 3 years old, maybe 4 when this was shorn. This was cut off. So we'll do some twining in a sec. So now we're going to do the twining, and I can show you how you pull this apart. So you turn this, and this is just sitting on little rubber hooks. So now you screw this off, and you take this off. It's got the wide end here, and the smaller end here. And now you put it onto this. I hope it's enough wool. We'll see. This is for sleeves for my jumper. I didn't have enough. So now I take both wools and I sit it on the ground here. Just get that ready there. Now I take an empty one, almost empty, and I put this on. Screw it on. And I put it back. I put it into a hole here, and now I take the 2 strings that get the wheel going and put that back onto there. Now I put the strings all back, so I sort of hold here, go all the way up the top, and go with my hand to make sure it's going to stick on. So now they're up around the 2 wheels. And I take this string here, just over a couple of them, or wherever I want to start. Put the hook in, this crochet hook, and now I have the end of the yarn. Now I'm going to go the other way. So this string will cross. It's going to cross on the top now. It was crossing on the bottom before. So just make sure that these strings are separated with the cross there, all the way around. Here we go. Now, take this double string I have here, and I just tie a knot. That's the easiest way to do it, and it's attached. Now the art is, because it's all spun now, get it going. You might, there's a button here you have to screw. If it doesn't take in the wool fast enough, it just keeps going. You might have to tighten this a bit. This is the build of my spinning wheel. There are different builds, of course. So now I just have to make sure I keep these separated. It's going a bit too fast, so I'll just loosen it a bit so it doesn't go too fast. Now I'll get this closer so you can see what's happening. It's twining the wool, and of course this goes much faster because it's all spun, so I don't have to think and make sure it's the right size. See, it goes much faster. Get it onto the next one and go anti-clockwise. It's really fun. This is really fun because you don't have to concentrate so much. Whoops! I had a screw fall off here. I have to get that put in properly. It falls off once in a while. So make sure you have your hand between the two so they don't make a knot. And then go again. Take this away, it might be easier to see. And good not to get it too fast in there because it will take too much of the time. I'll just give you a closer look at it. Oops, that geht da. That looks a bit funny. Wait a minute. Can you see better now? It looks a bit funny. What happened there? What's happened there? No. What's just this? Okay. Off we go. I might just see how it's twining. Get it closer. See, it's twining. Go a bit slower. That's got a bit much there. And off we go. Hold the camera with the other hand. You can see these spinning beautifully. Go to the last one now.
So pretty.
So now I have twined all this wool. I'll just show it to you close up so you can see that's what it looks like. It's all two together, and I've taken the other ones off. And now I'm using this called a Niddy noddy. I've got so just to make sure the string doesn't go off, I just hold on to it and go around a couple of times. Now I'm gonna wind it on. So I start off there, then I go down this side, I go up this side, and down this side. So I'm making a long one to put the so I can actually wind the wool. It's so that I can wash the wool well, and so that then I can put it on to make a ball. So you just go like this. It's very, very simple, but also fun. You just keep going until all the wool's on. And I forgot to say before that if you wash some raw wool from the fleece, and you put it into the rainwater, which is sort of lukewarm, you just press it in and you leave it for 5 minutes or so, and take it out, and while you take it out, sort of press it, just don't wring it, but just press the water out, and put out a bigger old towel or big thick towel onto the floor or a table, and just spread out all the wool onto the towel, and then you roll up the towel and really step on it, and just to get the water out. And if you have an ordinary drying rack or an old table or something, or just any table, you can just spread it out. And if you have it indoors, make sure you have a nice hot room so that it dries quickly. And once in a while, just turn the wool around carefully, because as I said before, when it's not spun yet, it will felt very, very easily, and it will be hard to cart and spin. So this process is just making it ready, the yarn ready to be washed. And as I said before, when I wash it, I use soap suds, and preferably rainwater, and maybe a little bit of natural shampoo. Now I've got all the wool on the Niddy noddy, you can see, and I'm going to wash it now. To get it off the Niddy noddy, we need 4 pieces of string, if I can fit it all. And you just tie the string just to hold on to the wool so that it doesn't all go into one big knot. So just one each end, or just 3 is enough. Just so it doesn't all come together again, because now we've separated beautifully. Put one over here. Or over here, I think is better. Very thin. I hope it's gonna make it. Now I'm gonna get it off, and to get it off, you push it in to the middle, so that will give you more length. And then where the easiest one is, I think this one is the easiest. You pull it off, if you can. Yeah, we've got it. So now, if I can look at me, we're going to wash the wool. I've got some just ordinary, it's actually just ordinary warm water with shampoo, just natural shampoo, and I sort of hold on to make sure it just doesn't all go in together, and I just press carefully, and I just have a look once in a while, see, you can just press all the dirt out very carefully. Some people might say I'm too rough, but I am a bit rough. And when the garment is knitted, it will be washed again. So we're just making it easier to knit with right now. And you can leave it there for a few minutes, but no more, because you're not really supposed to soak wool. So get it out, and I just press. And it's already looking cleaner now. And here I've got, this would have been best to have rainwater, because our water in Denmark is quite hard. So I've just put some vinegar in there. So it's just lukewarm water with vinegar. And this you can leave also for a few minutes. But I won't. Now I'm going to show this to you. So already now you can see how nice and white it is. And I can hang this outside to drip off. And if you see it up close, you can see that it wants to make itself quite uneven, all these little knots. So to make sure it doesn't go knotty, I'm going to put it on. This is not tall enough, this table, but I'm going to put it on something round. You can just use a broomstick or something, and have it on 2 high chairs or something. And then what I do is I just take a piece of wood, if I can. I don't really have anything tall right here to show you. Maybe I can use this. What is it? Let's use this chair here. Hold it there. And then oh, what happened there? Don't know what that was. Put this piece of wood in and let it hang there. You could use anything that's heavy. It's going to weigh down the wool, and just spread the wool out a bit. So it's going to sit there. I've got a place in my lounge, but I'll find somewhere out here where I can just hang it out while it's nice weather. And tonight I'll take it indoors. So, and you can move it around a few times until it's dry. And then when it's dry, you can make your ball of yarn. So see you next time.